Everybody, welcome back to my channel, Everything Girly. Today I have an update on my fertility journey, so stay tuned. Okay, so thank you for stopping by my channel. I just wanted to give an update from the last video that I posted. While I'm doing that, I'm doing makeup just because I don't want to get emotional. I just want to kind of move forward and update on everything that we're doing now. So I just figured I'd do makeup and kind of distract me a little bit. So I will be doing makeup. Hopefully you don't mind. If you do, I understand. You can fast forward it or, you know, kind of make your own decision. But yeah, so I'm going to be putting on Olive Olay moisturizer. My mom, my grandma swear by that. So my face is clean. I just showered. I just kind of styled my hair. It's wet from that, so don't mind that. So yeah, I'm gonna use this as a moisturizer. All right, so in the last video, we went in for the IUI procedure. Everything went well. My husband was able to come with me. Even through COVID, he was able to come with me, so that was, you know, kind of good, because a lot of things I've had to kind of do myself with everything going on. So he was able to come with me. We stayed in a hotel. We stayed in a hotel by the area, by the clinic, so 10 minutes away. This clinic was about an hour and 45 minutes. So a ride. And when I was doing my ultrasound and blood work every morning, we had to be there at 7, because it was kind of like, well, come first serve. No, 6 or 7. Sorry, something fell. So we had to be there very, very early. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. So, yeah, we had to be there very, very early. It was kind of first come from serve, so I had to just go there, be there, I think around 7, and then drive and come to work afterwards. So yeah, but everything went well. So I'm gonna be using this foundation, Dollar Tree, very inexpensive, and I like it. I bought a few of them because whenever you buy something, you find, you know, whenever you find something you like, you know, just buy a lot of it. That way, you know, don't run out of it. So I bought a lot of them. So I was going out there for disclaimer. I'm not professional. I do makeup how I like it, so I don't need any comments or any kind of tips on it. I like to do it how I like to do it, and that's about it. And the video's not about that anyway. So, but anyway, so we did blood work, we did ultrasounds, and then obviously you saw well, I don't know if I posted it, but yeah, it went well. Everything went good. The lining was good. So I went to work that same day. Yeah, I went to work the same day because, you know, you couldn't go back to work. It doesn't really matter. And then I waited, I think, a couple of days after. I'm not sure how long I waited for the phone call. But unfortunately, I went back, did blood work. He called me. I figured that, I don't know, I had my gut that, like, if I didn't get a phone call right away, I felt like it wasn't good news. So I didn't get a phone call till after lunch. And I felt like if I was pregnant, I would have received a phone call probably like early. I don't know. In my mind, I was just thinking that. And I don't know. It just kind of, the later it got, the more and more I was like, and then, you know, my coworkers, you know, have been there for me through everything. So they're kind of like, did they call? They call. And I'm like, no. So it gets like after lunchtime and they call, my heart like freaking sinks. I'm just like, oh my God, please. And he said, you know, unfortunately, it was negative. I wanted to crawl into a like corner and just cry, because we felt so good about it. You know, the medication was good, the injection's good, everything, you know, went smooth. The follicles, just everything went so smooth, and we were just really hoping that it would work. So we kind of put a lot, I mean, as you should, you know, we put a lot of hope and just prayers into this cycle. So he tells me, you know, it's negative and, you know, where to go from there. He said, if you want to do another one, you know, let me know. But he goes, you know, talk to your husband and see what he says. For a color, I'm going to be using this, I don't know what brand, Blink. I got it in a BoxyCharm. It's a simple palette. It has colors and blush and everything, so I'm gonna be using this one. So, you know, he says, whatever you want to do, you know, let us know. And at that point I said, you know, I'll talk to my husband, because in reality I didn't know what he wanted to do. And you know, I didn't tell my coworkers at first because I was just shocked, you know, and I was just upset and let down, just everything, you know, I could think of. You know, we went through a lot to get the medication, you know, get it, you know, paid for. I mean, you know, my husband took out money from his 401k. I mean, we went through a lot to get this medication. The injection to stimulate the follicles is very expensive alone. And, you know, my insurance unfortunately doesn't pay for anything. It pays for the IUI procedure, but does not pay for anything else. So no medication, nothing else, no IVF, nothing. So we're paying for this other than the regular blood work, routine blood work, and, you know, appointments. Medication is solely us, plus the hotels, the gas we're spending, you know, to drive down there. So I told my husband, and he said it's okay, and I cried and everything, and I had to keep it together because I have to work, and I work around patients. So even though inside I'm like dying and I want to just go into a hole and, you know, just, it's horrible. I felt horrible, you know, we put so much hope into this, you know. So on my way home, my mom, she's like, I didn't hear from you all day, so I was kind of scared. And I broke down on the ride home, and I told her, you know, it didn't work. You know, I'm not pregnant. So if you are going through IUI or you're going through fertility journey, for certain things, I mean, you have to initially try for IUI first. So for insurance that covers IVF, you have to at least have a certain amount of rounds. My insurance does not cover IVF at all. They only cover $5,000 worth of like IUIs, and that's about it, not including medication, of course. So I thought to myself, am I really gonna keep going and keep doing this and something that probably won't work? So I have issues, you know, ovulating and everything, and my husband has male factor fertility. So IUI really isn't recommended, but they will let you try it, you know, to just see. And I want to just try it and just kind of not get out the way, but just say we tried it, we did it. What's the next step? So, you know, my husband and I discussed it, and we came up with options. So unfortunately, the clinic that we were going to, so for this concealer, I'm going to use Maybelline Fit Me. So the clinic that we were going to, their cost, I mean, I think he gave us 2 packages. So one package was 10, I want to say 10 grand or 14. I'm not sure. So it was a while ago. So one package was, you know, whatever the amount, let's say 10, 11 grand, whatever. And it only covered 1 round. Did not cover medication, did not cover for you to be put under anesthesia for retrieval. And that's it. So, and then the next one, the higher second package, did cover, I think, another round, I think it was. Medication not included, and I think the anesthesia was included. I'm not really sure. But either way, to spend all that money on something that may or may not happen. And we talked about, you know, getting a loan. We talked about, you know, for the mascara, I'm gonna use Maybelline, the Sky High one. Love it. So, you know, we talked about getting a loan, talked about refinancing our home. I mean, just options to try to do this, you know. Like, I have my mind set. I'm like, we want to do this. Like, we want a baby. So, in researching and everything, you know, I told my clinic I'll get back to them because obviously I had to discuss that. And, I mean, I just couldn't afford that. We be in debt, you know, and a lot. And for something that's just like 1 round and then having to pay anesthesia, medication, you could spend at least like 2 or 3 grand. So all that, and then, you know, so for us, it just wasn't a good option for us. So I researched and I actually found a clinic called CNY. And I had heard about them before, but I never like listened to it because we were still doing IUI, so I never really like followed up. So CNY is located, they have different locations, but they have 2 locations in New York. So in Syracuse and Albany. They are about 4.5 hours, 4.5 hours or 4 hours and 45 minutes around there, depending, you know, where you're at in Jersey. So far, but I mean doable. And their prices are like half of what most clinics are. So, and you can finance it. I mean, they have better options. Unfortunately, medication we have to still pay for, but you know, it's more affordable. So you're not, I mean, you're spending a lot of money still, but nothing like you would be at other regular clinics. So, our next stop is going to be IVF. And yeah, we're just hoping for the best, and we're just hoping that it works. It's scary. I don't know what to expect, but I mean, in this journey, you know, you never know what to expect. So this eyeliner, actually, I don't even know what it is, but yeah. You know, you never think that you're gonna have to go through this. Well, nobody does really. And definitely you don't think you have to go through IVF. You know, you always hear about that in movies and just, you know, famous people, but I mean, the reality is sometimes that's your only options to become a mother. And you know, it's expensive and everything, but I mean, it's our reality. I mean, we've tried it on our own and it's just not working. And so that's what we have to do. You know, it's upsetting and you feel angry because you wanted the first thing to work. But like I said, IUI, everyone is not a candidate for that. So for a glitter, I'm gonna be using this one. I think it's from Five Below, Limitless. Has a whole bunch of glitters. For some people, IUI, you just do it because you have to get out of the way, you know, for certain things. But depending on what your diagnosis is, I mean, it's really not gonna work. So if someone has trouble, you know, with a low sperm count or low motility, the sperm not even has to, you know, work harder to get to the egg. I mean, when you go through this journey, I mean, you never realize or have heard about, and no one talks about how much it takes to conceive. I mean, the right time, the right month, you're ovulating, his sperm. I mean, it's just freaking crazy. Let alone forget about when people have twins naturally. Like, I don't even know how that fucking happens. Sorry for cursing, but yeah. I don't even know how that happens, but it does. For those who are lucky enough, you know, that don't have to go through this kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you never think it's a reality, but it is what it is. Oh, I'm using this Wet n Wild contour palette. I love this palette. I got it from Amazon. But yeah, so like I said, you never think it's your reality until it is your reality, and until it's your only option to conceive. And you know, unfortunately, nothing is guaranteed. Even IVF, you know, people still have losses, and people still, you know, it doesn't work for them. So it's still, you know, bracing your heart for the worst sometimes, you know. And sometimes you don't want to think negative, but in this journey, it just makes you just scared about everything. Even I think when people do find out they're pregnant, I've read, you know, they can't even be happy because they don't know the next step or the next ultrasound, the next blood work. You know, like nothing is just like promised. And anything in life is not promised. And definitely not, you know, conceiving, having a baby, and the process and everything. So, but I am grateful for the support that we do have. We have a lot of support, friends, family, just everybody really. And without that, I mean, you have to have support. I mean, I don't know how people do this by themselves, because you want to break. I'm using this highlight, sorry. This is the Fantasy Makers highlight, Wet n Wild. I don't know how people can do this without anybody by their sides, because I cannot at all. Like, I can't imagine doing this by yourself, like wanting to cry and just not being able to tell anybody and just not having anybody. So I feel very fortunate that we do have a lot of support from our friends and family and each other, of course. It definitely has brought us together, so I'm grateful for that. So, you know, we're gonna see what the next step brings. This is palette from Private Society Cosmetics, and this is their Secret Admirer. It's like a blush. It has a bunch of blushes. So we're gonna see where the next step takes us. And that's really it, and I prepare for that. I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm kind of everything at once. But it's all good things, so I am happy about that. And yeah, I'm excited. If you want to follow me, I'll post my Instagram below, and you can follow me. I post a lot about my journey on Instagram, so you can always follow me. If you have any questions, message me on here or on there. If you need help, the one thing I do recommend is hold on, this is Kylie lip, this is My Little Aquarius. This is from the Stormy collection. The one thing I do recommend, if you are going through this journey, IUI, IVF, whatever it is, medication, Clomid, letrozole, whatever kind of fertility journey you're on, definitely look for support. I join a lot of the Facebook support groups for everything, for IVF, for IUI, for infertility. I have one even infertility for females over like 35, I think it is, because I am that age. And it definitely gives you more insight and more questions to ask. If you're having an appointment coming up, you're having a consultation, it kind of guides you, and they always bring up things that are good to ask them, because you don't know what to ask them, because this is like brand new to you, as it is to all of us. So definitely do that if you are, looking for support other than, immediate family. I mean, if not, then that's fine, but I think it is good support, because not a lot of people know what you're going through. And they can sympathize, and they can say, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, or just be this, just think that. But to see women share stories from all over the world, all over the countries, I mean, people from different countries on there, and some of the support groups, it's just very comforting to know that you are not alone. That's one thing you feel like so isolated, because for most of us, not everyone, we don't know anybody who has been through this. Like back then, no one was having issues having kids. I'm Hispanic, and I grew up in a Hispanic household, and cousins and aunts, like no one had issues. Never heard about that. Everyone was having kids, here and there. So you never really heard about it until I got older, obviously. So definitely reach out for support. Thank you for watching, and wish me luck on my next chapter of my journey. I'm excited, and I will update you guys when it starts. So stay tuned.